Don't blow your top. It's just 5 things you're going to love and hate about Iceland. Hi from Iceland. Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're in Iceland. We've just spent the last 2 weeks driving around the whole country, the entire rink, seeing the icebergs in the south and the fjords in the east and the whales in the north, and we've just had a great time here. And today we have for you are the 5 things you're going to love and hate about visiting Iceland. And I'll be honest with you, it was tough coming up with 5 things you won't like about Iceland, and you'll see I'm kind of stretching on a couple of these, so just go with me on it. But fantastic place to be. Anyway, let's get the bad news out of the way first. And the first thing you're not going to like about coming to Iceland is you're going to need to rent a car, and that means you're going to have to drive. And driving here, if you're from the US, get used to manual transmission, stick shift, you got to get back on that. But when you are driving here, you will see there's going to be 1-lane bridges sometimes, or if you're going in the east and the southeast, you're going to have a lot of switchbacks up through the fjords, or when you're driving through the western fjords, you look and say, oh, it's just a 30-kilometer click there. Yeah, but it's 70 kilometers going back and forth. So the driving can be a bit much when you do it, and sometimes you're going over fjords with cloud covers and things like that, and it can get a bit scary. And for some reason, it seems like in the south and east and north of the country, they're allergic to guardrails, okay? So the driving can be a bit scary sometimes. Yeah, so we drove from the very bottom. You can't really see this little road right here? Think of that going zigzag all the way down in all dirt to get up here for this. So on the driving, you do get great views, but sometimes it can be a little nerve-wracking going on some of these dirt roads up the mountains. So just be prepared. It's okay to be scared too. I know I was. But it is a beautiful drive when you come here. But just know that's the first thing, is you're going to have to drive, and there's some scary parts of the driving here. There is some public transport, and it does go to like the main sites and stuff, but they don't go all the time, so you're going to need to rent your own car. And that's why. The first thing you're not going to like is all the driving, but it is a really cool drive, so it's not too bad. Remember what I said, I'm really searching for the hates here, okay? Now, the second thing you might not like about coming to Iceland is the fact it's kind of hard to find accommodation when you're here, especially in the summer. Iceland has done a great job of promoting their airlines to get people here. Cheap flights from Boston, from JFK, from Europe. You can come to Iceland really great and have a free layover with some of these airlines and go on to Europe. And it's really cool. So there's lots of tourists that are coming here in June, July, August, and you're going to need to book ahead when you come. Also, you should know is when you're booking, you're not booking hotels in Iceland. Usually what you're doing is you're booking guest houses, because there's not a lot of hotels around the country. It's guest houses you're going to. So with a guest house, which you're not sure, usually you pay breakfast extra, okay? And sometimes you don't have shampoo and things like that. So just bring some shampoo and buy some food at the stores on the side of the road and for breakfast, and you'll be okay, all right? And with those bookings, so make sure you're booking ahead of time so you can get the best guest house. I'll be honest, the people here are really nice, and I'll talk about that in the loves. But just know is if there's no guest house rooms available, there's not much they can do. And that leads us into the third thing you're not going to like is it can be pretty sparse when you're driving around the country in terms of restaurants and accommodation. Now, I said it's hard to get accommodation sometimes, but if you're driving that ring road, you can go a ways without seeing guest houses or restaurants, so it can be a bit tough to get things. So make sure you're planning ahead. So when you get your gas, fill up when you leave the towns. Make sure you have snacks for the road and stuff for breakfast and things like that, because sometimes it's hard to find a restaurant or it's hard to find a gas station and accommodation. And when you're going around and everyone else is doing the ring road, you'll see the grills at the gas stations and the restaurants on the roads do fill up pretty quick, and you will have to wait a little bit, but the food's good here, so don't worry, it's worth the wait. Now, the fourth thing you might not like about coming to Iceland has to do with the weather. Now, we've been here for 2 weeks, and the first 10 days we were here, nothing was above 6 or 7 degrees Celsius, so we were barely getting to 50 degrees, and it's July when we're here. And so just know, you need to bring clothes to layer up. This isn't a beach vacation. It's Iceland. It's in the name. So make sure you're bringing clothes that's appropriate for it, because you know what? We had almost freezing temperatures when we were going over the fjords in the east. We had to buy extra winter clothes for the kids because, you know what? It was hard to find winter clothes in the US in July. Okay, so the weather can be bad with rain and cold and stuff like that. However, if you're here on a beautiful day like today, it's 14 degrees Celsius, so nice, almost in the 60s. It's beautiful and sunny, but it is windy here, and that wind will affect you when you're driving or filming, if you can't tell with my hair and the wind noise. But the weather here can be a bit much. Also, since most of the time you're going to come here in the summer, it is daylight all day and all night. So midnight, it's sunny outside. So one, you don't get to see the northern lights, which is one of the coolest things in Iceland. Can't see that in the summer when you come. But also it makes it hard to know when you should go to sleep and when you should get up. And when you're flying home, that can be a problem, because I know people have actually missed their flights because they thought, oh, it's just getting light now. Oh, it must be 7 in the morning. No, it was noon or something like that. So you can have some issues there. So make sure you're paying attention with the clocks and things like that. And like I said, talking about the weather in Iceland, I mean, and the sunlight, I'm really searching for things. Now, the fifth thing you're not going to like about coming to Iceland, and this is a legitimate one, is the price. Now, there are really good prices for flights from the US to Iceland, which is great. But staying here, accommodation is expensive. Going out to eat is expensive. Gasoline is pretty much a relatively same deal as the rest of Europe, but it is not a cheap place to go. And if you're going to stay at a hotel or a guest house, and then you got to pay for breakfast, 11 or 12 euros per adult, or, come here, Chumby, if you have a little chumster like this guy, sometimes, usually they get to eat free, sometimes they charge them half price, but just know it can get expensive when you do come here, so make sure you prepare for that. Stop at the grocery stores, Bonus and Netto around here. They're really good to get some cheap eats, so you can have like some picnic lunches when you enjoy some really cool sights out here, okay? Those are just 5 little things you might not like about Iceland. We've really loved Iceland, haven't we? Yeah, he's a little tired because he's been exploring all over. Iceland's a great place for kids. The people are super friendly with the kids. It's great. But that's not even one of the 5 things you're going to love. So what are the 5 things you're going to love about coming to Iceland? Now, the first thing you're going to love about coming to Iceland is the otherworldly beauty of Iceland. I mean, literally, you come here, you feel like you're on another planet because it is so gorgeous with the lava fields and the icebergs and the mountains and the fjords and the hot pots, the spas and all these kind of things. I mean, it is just unbelievably beautiful here. And it really is a nature photographer's dream coming to Iceland. I mean, we've taken thousands of pictures of the boys all over Iceland. I mean, he's probably going to fall asleep from taking all those nature pictures, aren't you? Yes. So I'll put him down and we'll get back to the other loves of here, okay? One of the Icelanders was nice enough to show Liam around a little bit while we do this video, because that's the second thing you're going to love, are the Icelandic people. They literally are the nicest people we have met anywhere in all of our travels. It is fantastic how helpful they are, how nice they are, how much they want to help you and do things for you to enjoy Iceland. They want to hear what you've seen here. They want to share with you. They speak English perfectly. I mean, we've learned about the history of raising puffins from an 11-year-old girl who spoke better English than I do. I mean, it's fantastic to be here, and it's safe. I mean, think about it. The people are fantastic. They speak English really well. They're super helpful, and it's safe. I mean, that's one of the great things about coming to Iceland, is it's just the people just make this place awesome. Amazing beauty and amazing people. Those are the first 2 things you're going to love. Now, the third thing you're going to love when you come here is more of a spa treatment kind of thing, is the hot pots or the hot mineral spas, the geothermal spas that are here. We know about the Blue Lagoon outside of Reykjavik, but if you go up to the lake in the north, you have it up. There's another one up there we went to, and you've got these hot pots all over the place, so you can just sit back, relax in the hot water, and just feel yourself, oh, Calgon Take Me Away is nothing compared to this. And what's cool is, even if you don't get to some of these hot pots, the natural hot spas by the volcanoes and the geothermal stuff, a lot of the towns do have their own swimming pools, and they're warm swimming pools, so it's great for kids. So that's the third thing you're gonna love, is the hot pots, the spa waters, the geothermal waters, and all the pools around the country. It is awesome. The fourth thing you're going to love about coming to Iceland is the insane number of outdoor activities. There's hiking, mountain climbing, glacier hiking, whale watching, fishing, seal watching, puffin rearing. I mean, there is so much to do. I mean, this is a nature lover's dream. Today, we were going through a crevice into the mountainside and all kinds of stuff. I mean, literally, the natural beauty and the natural activities you can do here in Iceland are awesome. That's why this is one of the best kind of adventure, kind of outdoorsy vacation spots you can go to anywhere in the world. And the fifth thing you're going to love about coming to Iceland is how eco and environmentally conscious the country is, with all the geothermal energy they do have here. But also, if you look at how they look at sustainability, when you go to eat here, you're eating locally grown fish and lamb, and you'll see, look on your menu, it'll say, oh, our barley is from a farm 5 kilometers from the restaurant. They do a great job with local supply of foods and grains and all the sustainability, and you really feel it. And the healthiness when you're here is just a really great feeling. And it's not just in the food, it's also, look at the things you're going to buy when you're here. The most popular thing you're going to see is people wearing Icelandic sweaters. And the Icelandic sweaters that you buy here are handmade from Icelandic lambs and sheep, okay, sewn by somebody's grandma or mom. I'm not kidding. The ones we have, Jocelyn, hers, she bought one. Okay, here's the story. The lady was our waitress, okay? The sweater was, the wool was from her father-in-law's sheep, and it was knitted by her mother-in-law like 2 weeks ago. I mean, you get this really first-hand experience, and they do a great job of taking the environment in so you can enjoy it with the hot spots and the driving and all the outdoor activities. And it's one of those really great things about being here is you really get a really healthy vacation when you come here. Your heart and your mind and your soul and your lungs just really get invigorated by being here in Iceland. And that's why this has been one of our best surprises and favorite places we've come to, and I can't recommend it enough. Whether you're driving the ring road all around the whole country or you only got a few days in Reykjavik and here on the peninsula a little bit north of it, it's well worth coming to. Now, if you want to learn more, 10 things that'll shock you about coming to Iceland, top 10 spots to see, check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all these places, and we really appreciate your likes and comments, and especially your subscriptions. So if you want to get more travel videos like this, we put at least 2 out every week, Wednesday, Saturday, and if I get some more out, maybe on a Monday. So click that subscribe button down there to get more videos in your feed. Anyway, we hope you have a great time here in Iceland, and we'll say bless, bless, or bye-bye from Iceland. Awesome place to be. Bye. Bless.